Hello, hello. What up, Call fam? Pastor Mike here with week 2 of When Anxiety Attacks. Do know that this is that month where we are being aware, mental health awareness. And as you can tell, I'm not wearing green. Oh, I am right here. You see? I got my green wearing. Hopefully you are too. You're reaching out to friends, you're reaching out to family, you're reaching out to maybe people in your own group of seeing how they're doing. Because the thing is, we're here for each other and we gotta be here for each other. You know what I mean? So we're in this new week and it's amazing. Last week was awesome. Thank you to Lennon for just that. It was just that building up of knowing anxiety, of knowing that we have what we need in order to get through, that we are in God's hands. And it's a choice, and that's amazing to build up, because this week, I just want you to remember this one phrase: God is with me. Now, say it again. God is with me. Say it. All right, awesome. Keep that in mind as we go through, because I gotta tell you, you're gonna need to know that. Because this week, we're digging into fear. What is that? So we're talking about anxiety. We know it's there. But one of the things that leads to it is fear. Now, what is fear, right? It's just things that you're afraid of. And I know that you don't want to say it out loud, but I mean, everyone's afraid of something. Whether it be spiders. Anybody spiders? And anything crawling, just please keep it away from me. I mean, I can do, like, I'm brave-ish, you know what I mean? I can get rid of things, kind of, and I'm pretty sure I would always leave it to somebody. I think my wife, Lisa, always is like, might get it, and I'm like, oh, Lord help me, and I gotta go do it. So, I don't know if you guys have those kind of fears. Maybe there's heights, maybe there's, I don't know, let's go with school, right? Anybody ever had, like, fear, or you're afraid of not passing a test? Maybe you're afraid of that. Maybe you didn't study and you're about to do that. I know that this is like finals week, or seniors are done now. But the thing is, there's all these things. It's like the fear of what is going to happen leads to like this anxiousness, this like hard to breathe thing, this heaviness on your shoulders. And so we look into it, and actually a lot of it, I would have to say, it actually tells us what our choices are that we choose today. For me, I gotta tell you, when it comes down to Halloween and all that stuff, I don't like getting scared anymore. You know what I mean? Like horror movies, I don't even do it. Haunted houses, don't do it. Right now, I'm all comedy, I'm all action, I'm all cartoons, funny times. I can't do that because I'm just like afraid. I don't like getting like jumped out. I know zombies and like Maze Runner and whatnot. I went into that movie not even knowing there were zombies. I was just like, oh, Maze Runner. They're going to run in a maze. Boom, zombies? Oh, I was jumping the whole movie. And so now I don't do that anymore. I just, I choose not to. And so there's this idea that a lot of the reasons why we choose to do the things we do is because we've experienced something that's negative. And we're afraid that that's going to happen again. And so I got to let you guys know that yes, those are choices that happen, but sometimes those choices, sometimes this fear can just like hold us in and never let us go. Like for instance, I think for me, it's always having to move out and actually say hi to people. Like I kind of like do that already, and you might feel like I do that on a regular basis, but it's hard for me to do that kind of stuff because there's been times where I've embarrassed myself, or I said the wrong thing and people laughed at me, or like I've always had to like prep myself up in order to go and say hi to people. And I feel like the reason why I'm supposed to do that is because of Jesus, right? That I have this insecurity in me, and the thing is, what happens is that I just feel like everyone's gonna judge me, that everyone's gonna do that, but Jesus tells me something different. And I would have to say that I always am afraid and I always get nervous. And when I go up in front of people, when I go up to do the message, when I do these things, it might seem as though I have it all figured out, but I gotta let you know, it's Jesus. But let me just dig into this a little bit more. Because in Isaiah 41:10, this is what it says. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Man, Isaiah 41, this is God talking to the Israelites, sending them off, giving them a mission, giving them a direction. And he's saying, when you go out, I'm going to be with you. Someone say, God is with me. I got to tell you, y'all, that is where we're at. When it comes to fear, it hits you. Fear, it kind of stems from kind of like this anxiety thing that hits you. It leads you further into it. That it's like unregulated. I don't know if you guys know what unregulated means, but it's kind of like if you're not aware of what makes you afraid, it leads you more to being anxious. It leads you more to feeling more and thinking and kind of like not focusing on God. Because I gotta let you know that there is a God that is with you. For me, like I mentioned, I go out and I'm able to talk with people, but that's after I'm like, Lord, give me the right words. Lord, help me to love better. Lord, help me. And Lord, help me. I have this view, or that this sentence in my head, and we've already been saying it, is God is with me. And I understand that when there's this fear that I have that prevents me from doing what the Lord told me to do, the Lord asks me all the time to go pray for people. The Lord asks me all the time to just like go and say hi to someone. The Lord asks me all the time that I need to love on my family a little better, love on my friends a little better. But sometimes I kind of like lean back and I kind of hold back. And I don't reach out and I don't ask because I'm afraid of what they'll say. I get all these thoughts that come into mind, like maybe am I saying the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? You know what? I think they're okay. I don't need to. Earlier today, I had a breakfast with a friend, and he looked like he was kind of sick. But you know, I just had regular things. He was kind of just holding back, and I thought it was a regular guy. I thought it was like regular, you know, oh, maybe just having a bad day. And so I go home and I tell Lisa, I'm like, you know, my friend kind of looked off. I don't even know. And my wife was like, hey, you should probably hit up the mom to see, I don't know, just to say what's happening. I reach out. Initially, I was like, no, you know, like, I think he's fine. I don't need to. I don't know, but when my wife speaks, I feel like the Lord speaks to my wife. And what ends up happening is I reach out and I tell the mom, and I'm like, hey, you know, I had breakfast, not sure what's happening, but he kind of looked a little off. And so she ends up checking in with him. And it turns out that, so he has medicines that he takes, and he had missed his medicines for the last 2 days. And then it occurred to me, she replied like, hey, thanks for being a friend. Fam, I gotta tell you, initially, I didn't even want to say anything because I was like, nah, he'll be okay, it's fine. But when I did, it turns out that he needed that help. You never know what happens. I had that fear, I was a little anxious, but I knew that God was with me. And I hope that you can figure that out too. That God is not just with me, God is with you. That as you're going through this time, if you have those fears, lean into what God has for you. Because that is exactly where you need to go. So fam, I hope that you can remember that God is with me. That God is with you. That when you have those fears, don't be frozen. Move. Because you got God with you. So think about that as we call up your leader to lead you out in prayer. Love you, fam. Catch you later.